Rolex Glossary, episode number 2. I'm Jasper from Amsterdam Vintage Watches. Rolexicon, already episode number 2. Today we're gonna start with the letter C. We just had the letters A and B, so if you didn't check that out already, please do that. And we're gonna start off with caliber.
Caliber.
Caliber refers to the specific internal mechanism, also referred to as movement. Although the term originally was only used to refer to the size of a movement, it's now used to designate a specific model, and often the same caliber is used in many different watches.
California dial.
California dial. It's a particular dial layout with Roman numerals at the top, and at the bottom we find Arabic numerals.
Cartouche bezel.
The cartouche bezel is a pretty specific type of bezel, which is always set in diamonds, made out of precious material, and the word Rolex is engraved at the 6 o'clock position. It's only made for a short period of time before it gets discontinued.
Case.
The case is the housing that contains all the parts of the watch, like the movement, the dial and everything, and when it's measured you use the diameter of the watch, excluding the crown, which we're gonna handle later on.
CELLINI.
The CELLINI is a type of watch that Rolex introduced as a non-oyster, so it hasn't got the waterproof case, and they're much dressier. They only come in quartz or manual wind, no automatic CELLINIs possible.
Carochrome,
which is an ally of ceramic and chrome, patented by Rolex. It's used on modern sport models such as the Submariner GMT Daytona, and it's virtually impervious to scratches and keeps color.
Chapter ring.
A dial with a chapter ring features a closed minute track at the outside of the dial. It's seen on early sports models like the Submariner, the CHRONOGRAPH, the GMT, and also some of the Explorer ones.
Chocolate.
Due to the condition the dial is exposed to, the lacquer can turn into a deep brownish color. This effect can cause a big price increase, and collectors refer to it as chocolate. Some batches are known to have the tendency to discolor in this very warm brownish tint. CHROMALIGHT is a blue luminescent material used for both the hands and indices, and it was introduced by Rolex on the deep sea. It is highly legible and long lasting.
Chronograph.
A chronograph is simply a model that features a movement with a stopwatch function.
Chronometer.
If a watch is equipped with a very precise and very reliable movement, it is rewarded by the COSC, unofficial testing institute, with a chronometer certificate. If the watch bears a chronometer certified movement, it often is displayed on the dial at the 6 o'clock position.
Closed 6.
The closed 6 can either refer to the date function, the date wheel, or the depth rating at specific marks of a Submariner or a Sea Dweller dial, and it features the number 6 with a closed ring.
Claw markers.
The claw markers, it's a specific type of index which is often seen on the early 60s day dates, and it just looks like a claw.
Coke.
The Coke bezel is a nickname for a GMT bezel that features the color black and red. It first saw light in 1982, and it's named after the Coca-Cola that uses similar color combinations.
COMEX.
COMEX is a French company that is specialized in undersea engineering. Rolex collaborated with them in the search of a suitable diving watch that could withstand their high expectations. These divers, either Submariners or later on the Sea Dwellers that are issued to COMEX, carry great historical and also financial value.
Complication.
complication. You probably heard of the term before. It's actually a good thing in a watch. It's an extra function. So besides the displaying of the time, extras are referred to as complications, but Rolex only produced a couple. We know the chronograph, the GMT, the moon phase, and also a calendar function.
Concealed clasp. Concealed clasp.
The concealed clasp was introduced during the 70s on the Rolex dated President bracelet. It's a very elegant way of hiding the clasp, and it was also later applied to the Jubilee bracelet, which is known as the Super Jubilee.
Cornino. Cornino.
The Cornino is a nickname for the early gmt-masters and submariners that are equipped with pointed crown guards, and the Italian collector's market referred to it as the Cornino.
Coronet. Coronet.
The Coronet is the world's most famous logo. It's the Rolex crown, guys.
Cosmograph. Cosmograph.
In 1963, a new era of Rolex chronographs was launched. However, they already patented the name Cosmograph 10 years earlier, but it wouldn't appear on a chronograph dial until the launch of the 6239. Later on, the name Daytona was added, and up to the present day, still used in their chronograph line.
Cream dial. Cream dial.
Cream dials. These dials started off as a white color, but due to a mistake in the paint, under the right or either wrong circumstances, it can turn into a cream color, and this increases the price of the watch, and this effect can be observed with certain batches of the Explorer 2 reference 16550.
Crest dial. Crest dial.
Crest dials, one of my favorite kind of dials, very special. They carry a crest that is delivered for a specific organization. It's often military or government, and mostly Middle Eastern.
Crown and crown guards. Crown and crown guards.
The crown can be found at the 3 o'clock position. It's used for manual winding and or setting the time or setting functions like the GMT or date. Next to the crown, we've got the crown guards, the two metal protrusions on the watch case that flank the crown and protect it from damage. Used on most Rolex sport watches with the exception of the very early ones.
Crystal. Crystal.
The crystal, also referred to as the glass or the plastic on the watch that causes to keep the dial and hands safe.
Cushion. Cushion.
A cushion is a square watch case with rounded edges. It is seen on the very early Rolex models.
Cyclops. Cyclops.
The CYCLOPS, it's the glass bubble that is positioned over the date aperture for the purpose of magnifying the date. This way it's much easier to read and was first seen and introduced on a Datejust in the early 1950s. That was already the end of episode number 2. If you missed episode number 1, check out the description, we've linked it over there. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys back here next week if we're gonna do episode number 3 of the Rolexicon. And the only thing that lets me to say to you guys is the best day to buy a vintage watch is today. Cheers!